Most entrepreneurs believe you need a massive audience or a fancy funnel or a secret ad strategy in order to unlock 20K months in your business. But the truth is, I've been able to unlock 20K months from simply posting YouTube videos. I don't have a fancy funnel. I don't run ads. I don't send out cold DMs. My sales calls are usually less than 10, 15 minutes, and I'm getting clients every single day. I'm getting DMs of people who want to work with me because I understand the psychology behind why people buy. And so if you want to adopt this system, adopt this method of posting simple YouTube videos like I do and unlocking 20K months, then you'll want to stick around because I'm going to be walking you through the exact system I've learned over the last 5 years to really get clients to come to me every single day pre-sold on what it is that I'm offering in my skill set and actually create a business on my terms. So if that is of interest to you, then stick around because I'm going to walk you through the entire process right here, right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before I dive into the exact steps and process to get clients to come to you effortlessly, I want to walk you through why this system works. Because if I give you this system and you don't understand this one truth, it's not going to work. You will not see results from the system because you don't understand why people buy. So a little bit of a story. Last year, I had the opportunity to work with 30 plus school game winners. And if you don't know about the school games, really quickly, it's a competition where entrepreneurs compete to make the most amount of money in a month. School.com, who is run by Sam Ovens and Alex Mosey, hired me to film and document these people and their journeys in winning the games. And what did they do? And the interesting thing I learned is that every single one of the winners used a very different strategy to win. Some use webinars, some use ads, some use organic content, some use podcasts, some use YouTube, some use email marketing. But the interesting thing enough, the commonality across these 30 winners that I got to interview, got to work with, got to spend days and weeks with, is that they all fundamentally understood that the content was their secret weapon in selling their service, their products, and their brand. So they understood that no matter what strategy you use, if you are a writer, you want to do more emails or you want to do more LinkedIn content, if you are a podcaster and you want to leverage more audio, more casual conversation, if you're a YouTuber or a TikToker, all your strategies can work. So it's not about the strategy itself, it's about the content that fuels the strategy. And so this is the lesson I want you to learn from this, is that strong marketing equals easy sales, aka strong content equals effortless sales. So the system I'm about to show you, if you don't have strong marketing, aka strong content, it's not going to work. It's not going to get you to your goal of $20, $30, even $40,000 per month if you don't understand what strong content is. So before I walk you through the steps, let's talk about that. Let's actually explore what is strong content? What is strong marketing? The second thing I learned when I was working with these 30 plus school game winners is that on top of content, the thing that they focus on was trust. They understood that without trust, no one will buy for them. They can know you, they can like you, but if they do not trust that you understand them and you can help them solve a problem, doesn't matter how much marketing, how fancy your marketing is, they will never buy. And so what I want to describe and articulate to you is that before we go into the funnel, before we go into the process of how you can unlock 20K months, if you don't focus on creating content that builds trust, this will not work. This is how you build trust in your content. Okay, you want to focus on these 3 mini sales. Okay, this comes from Jordan Belfort and Aristotle. Aristotle talks about influence, how you can build influence through marketing, and Jordan Belfort is how you can make sales, the 3 sales you need to make. So these 2 concepts are kind of combined. But the first sale you need to make in your content is, why should I trust you? Why should I believe in you? And what this is called is resonance. You see, people don't buy the best option. People buy the option that is most aligned to them. So resonance makes you feel understood. It makes a prospect and the viewer feel like, oh, this person gets me. This person has been where I am, and thus I know they can help me. So when your content creates resonance, it lets the prospect feel like I'm not alone. that this person gets me. This is the first sale we need to make in our content in order to build trust, in order to build strong marketing, because with strong marketing equals easy sales. And so when we want, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create strong marketing so sales become effortless, client acquisition becomes simple and predictable and easy and fun, and we can design a business that actually aligns with our lifestyle and not have our life be surrounded around the business, which is like what I've been doing the last 5 years. So without resonance, you don't have trust. And without trust, you don't have strong marketing. And without strong marketing, sales become hard. And this is how you've been probably running your business so far, and how I was for the last 4 years. Was I wasn't focused so much on resonance, I was focused on information. I thought if I was the cleverest, if I was the smartest, if I could teach the best, they were going to buy from me. But I just became a glorified guide. I didn't become a leader. I didn't become someone they trusted, an advisor. The first sale we need to make is resonance, is do they trust you? The second sale that you need to make in your content is, do they trust in the message? And this is the second part of building trust, which is relevance. The resonance is connected to you. The relevance is connected to your message. So is the message aligned to what they want? So if you want clients effortlessly, who doesn't want that, then you are going to be feeling that this message is relevant to what I want. If I was trying to sell you a Ferrari and you're struggling to pay rent, then it's not relevant to you, because yeah, you want a Ferrari, but it's not even on the radar because you're struggling for rent. So the concept here is that you need to add relevance to your marketing, to your content. Is your content relevant to where your prospects and audience are? Right now, my wife is pregnant. So what's relevant to me is products that are designed for pregnant women, right? Before, when I was a bachelor, single guy, I wouldn't resonate, or I might resonate with like the person, but it's not relevant to me because I don't have a pregnant wife. You see there? So marketing isn't just about the connection, it's also about the relevance to my situation. And this goes into step number 3, or sale number 3. So sale 1 is you, sale 2 is your message, sale 3 is your method. This comes back to relevance. Is it relevant to where I am at? So with the method, this is the how of it all. So if they connect with you, right, which is resonance, and the message is relevant, meaning that's what they want right now. Now, does the how match what fit in their lifestyle? So another example is if I'm a single dad, okay, I got 2 kids, I'm working 3 jobs, and but one of my jobs is my own business, and I want to make this my full-time thing, and I resonate with the person. I feel like the message is relevant to what I want, but then the method isn't aligned to my state. Single dad, working a lot, and the method was like, oh, you need to knock on doors 8 hours a day. Well, that's not relevant to me. I can't, as a single dad, do that because I got kids, I got responsibilities. Or another example, if you're like, hey, you need to invest $5,000 into ads, well, as a single dad, I may not be able to do that, again, because I have kids, I have responsibilities, I have a mortgage, I have a house. Again, this is not relevant to then what I can do. And so these 3 things are crazy important when you want to create trust in your marketing. And again, that is the goal. The goal is to create strong marketing. Strong marketing comes from trust. When you have trust, you have strong marketing. When you have strong marketing, you have easy sales. So if you can do those 3 things in your content, then this system will work. So without further ado, let's dive in and walk you through the exact system right now. How the system works, now that you understand that you need to make 3 sales in your content in order for them to buy, now you can plug this into a system I like to call the content growth engine. So why this is different from a funnel is because a funnel is a series of steps that people take in order to buy, right? And the problem is, in my experience, funnels, the buying cycle of people are never linear. It's never like, oh, I click this and then I click this and I click this. Some clients watch one video and sign with me. Some clients watch a year's worth of content before signing. So it is not linear. It's like almost like a river. It's almost like a bouncing effect, right? Some people call it flywheel. Some people call it an ecosystem. I like to call it a growth engine because like an engine, it needs fuel. So what we want to do is we need to build the engine and then we need to use the content as fuel. So I'm going to walk you through what this is right now. Let's talk about the engine part, okay? This is the biggest differentiator between every single funnel or process or system I've seen in getting clients, okay? You've heard the term VSL, right? A video sales letter, a video designed to sell your products and service. The challenge with the VSL is that it's outdated. It is overplayed. So many people have seen VSLs. Russell Brunson has wrote a whole book about webinars and VSLs and ClickFunnels. And so the reality is the market is flooded with the same script, the same sequence of events because it's out there. It's very easily, it's accessible. And so what's changed in the market is people don't want to be sold. They don't want to watch ads. They don't want to watch VSLs. They want to come to the conclusion on their own. And so I actually developed this process to help my client make $30,000 in 1 month through, I like to call podcast sales video. So this is what's different, right? A VSL is designed to sell. A podcast is designed to connect. It's a conversation. It's laid back. It's easy. It's sharing your story. And guess why this works is because we focus on the 3 sales, right? 3 sales: trusting you, trusting your message, and trusting your method. Well, guess what a podcast is? It's asking someone their story, which helps them trust them. It's asking them their message. What do they do? What is their purpose? What are they trying to do in this earth? That's their message. And then how do they do it? Walk us through the secrets. That's your method. So a podcast is the perfect vehicle to actually create an asset to sell your products and services. And so instead of trying to create another VSL, instead invest in a podcast video designed to sell your products and services. And so this is an example of a PSV, a podcast sales video, that lives on my channel. And so how this works, this is the asset, this is the engine. This is what people go through and helps it keep going. Now, with the engine is useless without fuel. And so the first step I take is we need to create traffic. We need to create content to feed the engine, right? So the engine can do its job. So after I have developed my podcast sales video, my PSV, which is designed to sell my product and services for me, goes over why they should listen to me, goes over my message, my philosophy, my beliefs, my values, they go over my method of doing this, which is I'm explaining to you right now. Now my only job from here on out is to create content, which is my dream. My dream is always to just create content and get paid to exist. And so that's what I get to do. I get to make videos just like this that actually draws the attention of people. And then what do? I funnel that attention to the PSV, my podcast sales video. So I like to create in 3 different platforms. I spend 80% of my time, I like the 80-20 rule on YouTube, but I still create Instagram Reels and I create some LinkedIn content, and it's not a priority for me because my priority is YouTube. But my recommendation, depending on which stage you're at in your business, is pick one. Right? I like to do all 3 is because I have the capacity to, but if this was me 3, 4, 5 years ago, I would just pick one. So pick an organic channel that you really want to work on. YouTube's the best because it's the second largest search engine. It has a longer shelf life than anything else, and it's so much easier to get traffic. So this is my favorite. So this is my priority. So I create content to get organic traffic. As you see, I'm not using paid ads, right? Paid ads work really well when you want to put fire on the fuel. You want to like amplify what already works, but I'm in the stage of volume and not value. So if you're in the volume stage, just stick with organic. If you're in the value or omnipresent stage, feel free to run ads. But this stage I'm in is I want to make sure I understand what my clients want, what my clients need, what do they find valuable, and I push traffic to my PSV. By the way, this lives on YouTube. I'm not asking for opt-ins, okay? Like, I'm not asking you to give up your email so you can watch this video. Like, this is live on YouTube. So all my traffic, right, in the link in my bio, in the link in this video, in the link in my LinkedIn profile page, it all goes to my PSV. Then this is the only video that will have some type of call to action where I'll send the traffic to my offer doc, which is right now a waitlist. So I'm launching a community, and so I have this waitlist where people can sign up and they can go through the offer. They can watch this would be considered my mini VSL. It's like a 3-minute video, but just describes the offer, right? It's not selling, it's more just descriptive, because I like watching than reading. So I have my offer doc, right? If they align with that, which I use StanStore, I like StanStore because it's simple, right? You can use ClickFunnels, you can use, any of the incredible, website builders and landing page builders and email sequences and all that stuff. I just like this because it's simple, it's mobile, which is great because half my audience watch my content on mobile. So it's no like rhyme or reason other than it's just simple, right, for me. So once I have my waitlist open, I accept about 5 new clients every single month. That's how much I can pretty much muster and manage per month without losing quality or losing sanity, which is important for me. So every month I'll open the waitlist. So I have about maybe 50 to 100 people that sign up. And so I'm able to then book people on the calendar for the end of the month so that when the new month comes in, they can start from the new month. And after the calendar booking, they just go to a simple application form. So I'm opening up the calendar. I get booked out for a week. I only really have it booked for that week. People come in, they apply. I handpick the best people that I want to work with. And then I have 2 different offers, right? So one is a done for you service. It's a one-time done for you service. Well, I will help you create your podcast sales video. So understand, help you gain clarity on your story, on your, if you need help with your offer, need help with your messaging, and I will interview you and we'll create your own content, your own engine, your own content growth engine for you. And then I have this really cool thing that I'm building right now, and it's called co-creation. And this is where it's an ongoing YouTube, I hate calling coaching because it's not really coaching. What it really is co-creation. Is I work with you and I co-create your YouTube content so that we can get you clients every single week, month, and year consistently. And we build up your skill as a creator, because my belief is that if you're a coach, you're a consultant, then the new way to building this business is become a creator, right? A value creator, a freedom creator. This is the new way to run a profitable, sustainable business in 2025. And so I'm really, really excited about that. So I will, obviously let them know on the 2 different offers that they can do if they want to do a one-time thing, which takes about 2 to 3 weeks, or they want to do a long-term co-creation. And sometimes both. Sometimes we do both. Sometimes we do one. It just depends, right? So that is the funnel. Very, very simple. You see how none of this, I don't have any emails. I'm not focusing on that. I'm only focusing on creating awesome content that my audience really, really wants. I drive traffic to my PSV, my podcast sales video. They check out the waitlist, and then when it opens, they book a call. We talk on the phone, and then they buy a product or service. It's not that hard. It's not that complex. It's very, very straightforward. I'm not trying to convince anyone. If people feel and resonate with my message and my method, they will come to me. That is the belief you need to have. You need to stop trying to sell and stop trying to make money, and you need to start being more aligned to how you want to live, how you want to run your business. This is the biggest unlock I learned through working with multi-millionaire coaches, working with 30 plus school game winners, getting hired to film for a mastermind in Mexico, was that I needed to stop chasing after money and chasing after clients and start actually designing a business based on my true alignment, my truth, how I want to live. And the minute I made that shift is the minute that people started coming to me, because they resonated with how I want to live my life, how I want to build my business and run my business. That's the secret to this, guys. Isn't some crazy tactic or strategy. It's how you create the content and the essence and the vibe and the energy you take in it. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that is clear. If you want to know more more about the podcast sales video, I'll link a video here that goes through it in depth and how you can create this yourself. And if you want to check out the offer doc or the waitlist, that'll be the link in the description so you can see what we're doing in the co-creation world, in the co-creation lab. So if that seems like of interest to you, go check it out. Love for you to be there. Love to help you guys make it happen 2025. But that's it. Put your questions in the comments. Let me know what you think of this video, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Peace.